Hello, BookTube. It's whole time. I have been collecting so many books over the last. I don't even know when the last one was, but that was primarily Nora Roberts themed, and we have a lot of Nora Roberts here. But I've been collecting some other stuff that I thought I'd show you. But before we get to like the cool stuff, we gotta go through Lenora because Nora is just taking over my life. I swear I nearly have 30 books by her already. It is starting to become a bit unhinged and a bit wild. But I'm not complaining because I love Nora. And so I did get some of these I've already read before, but I thought it's time I go back to reread some of them. But anyway, let's get started. So, what do I have here? I've got Black Hills. Of course, I've read this one before. I really enjoyed it, and so I have that. I also have The Collector here. I don't know much about this one, but I found it secondhand. And then we have one of the more famous ones, and it's one of the ones I haven't gotten to yet. It's The Witness here. I don't know much about these, so I can't really say anything. I'll move these out the way. Then we have a reread for me. This will be The Liar. Yeah, I've read this one before, and I really enjoyed it. And then we have Chasing Fire here, which this is like a smoke jumper and putting out fires as like the main heroine's job, and that is incredibly amazing. I love Nora because she gives the main characters incredibly interesting jobs, and I love that. And I feel like no one else really does that when it comes to, at least as early as she did in contemporary romance. And then we have more. Trust me, we have. I'll move the spine so you can. Oh, so I dropped it so you can see them as we keep building up this insane Nora Roberts pile. But the one that dropped was High Noon. This is about a girlie that works as a, oh my god, what is she, like a hostage negotiator romance. And I was like, take my money. That sounds amazing. So I have that, and then I invested in. I found all of these secondhand, and I wanted a matching set of the Bridal Quartet. And this is one of her most famous series, and I have like these already, but I only had like one, and then one in like a massive like extra large. And I thought that can go because I brought that second hand, and I thought because they're a series, I want to get all of them together. So here they are. We have the most famous one, Visions in White. We have that. Then we have Bed of Roses. Then we have Savor the Moment. And then we have Happy Ever After 2. So that's all of the Nora I've got in the last 2 weeks, pretty much. So we're building up a bit, and I'll just move these onto the floor because I have a lot more books to show you. So let's start with the political stuff because later this year there's Troy Bramston is releasing a new biography on Gough Whitlam, and who was a former prime minister, and I'm so pumped to read that. And so I thought I'm gonna do my best to research more about Gough. So I want to come in prepared, and I just want to learn more about Mr. Gough. So I just finished reading Janie Hocking's double 2 volume biography. I don't want to say double, 2 volume biography on Gough Whitlam, which was really good. And I have an insane amount of Gough Whitlam here. So we'll go with what's on the way first. So imagine I have this book. It's not here yet, but it's A Certain Grandeur, Gough Whitlam in Politics by Graham Freidenberg. I don't have that one yet. That's on the way, but it'll be here soon. It's not here for this whole. And then, so let's start. We have Malcolm Fraser, a political memoir. Malcolm Fraser was the prime minister who was the next one after Whitlam, and he was very much involved in Whitlam's dismissal. And I don't know, I've never liked Fraser that much. I'm being really honest. I would have gone for maybe a biography, but Malcolm doesn't have one. He only has this political memoir that he pushed out, like, may as well be like a couple years before he died. And I want to see what he has to say about Whitlam in here because I think it'd be really interesting. But I thought I'd do that too. And then we have two books on the palace letters. Now, the palace letters were between the palace and the Governor General, John Kerr, who sacked the Prime Minister pretty much back in 1975. So I have two books on it. Again, I have Jenny Hawkins' book, The Palace Letters. This is more about the journey to them being released, because they weren't released until 2020, where pretty much everyone had died who was involved. And this is, I think, more about her journey, like through the courts to have it released, and also a bit about them. I could be wrong, but I do have this by her. And then, of course, I have The Truth of the Palace Letters, Descent, Ambush, and Dismissal in 1975 by Paul Kelly and Troy Bramston, which I haven't read yet, but I want to get to soon. Then I have a recent read, actually, and that is here, A Truth of the Matter by Gough Whitlam, the Prime Minister himself. He wrote this book in response to, I'll get it out, because I didn't think I had it on in the stack for a second. So, the Prime Minister gets sacked, and John Kerr releases an autobiography, and pretty much detailing what really happened, in, at least for his perspective. And he wrote Matters of Judgment here, and I haven't read this yet. I found it literally like $1, and I haven't read it yet. But this is his account of what happened. And then a couple of years later, the former Prime Minister, responded with A Truth of the Matter, which is his account of it. And I read this yesterday and completely loved it. I love Gough Whitlam. He's so incredible as a writer. His wit is so great. So I have those, and that's pretty much my Whitlam stash right now. There is probably more I have to do before the biography comes out, but I'm slowly making my way through these because I want to do it before Troy releases his book. Speaking of more Australian stuff here, we have Stella Miles Franklin, a biography by Jill Rowe. It's a bit big, as you can tell, but it's not that big. It's only like 600, not even 600 pages. And you may know Miles Franklin because she wrote My Brilliant Career in like 1901 or whatever. And I haven't read that book. I know it's like one of the great Australian books, but I just haven't got to it yet. I don't know what it's about to, but I have a copy. And this is a biography of her because she wrote that book when she was like a teen, and I just want to see what else she done with her life, pretty much. And I knew she was connected to Mr. Henry Lawson. I'm right there, but I don't know exactly. And then I have this book here, Sydney's First 4 Years, by Captain Watkin Trench of the Marines. And this is a really pretty cover right here. Don't ignore that, but yeah, it looks really pretty. And it's an early oh my god, Watkin Trench was a military officer who at the age of about 29 reached Australia in 1788 as commander of a detachment of the Marines with the First Fleet. Upon that basis, his name has drawn upon the years as one of the very considerable importance in Australian history. So it's his narratives about early Australian during like the early settlement days, and I like take my money because I love learning about that. I've read so many books about it, and I just love this cover. So it was very pretty, and you know, give it to me pretty much. And then I have two books on the Eureka Stockade, one of the most famous things ever happened in this country, because I am on the hunt for a book about the Eureka Stockade, because it hasn't, the great book I don't feel like has been written yet. I know Peter Fitzsimmons has a book about it, and I haven't taken a hit on it yet because me and Peter Fitzsimmons don't vibe that well together, and I know he done a big book about it, so I'm thinking I may obviously give that one a try. But I have two here. I have The Forgotten Rebels of Eureka by Claire Wright. Now, Claire Wright did release a book this year too about, I can't remember, but anyway, this is her book about the women in the Eureka Stockade Rebellion and the role they played, because no one ever talks about that. It's mostly history's mostly focused on the what do they call it? The people that worked on the goldfields and the actual Eureka members, rather than everyone else who was there. And I think it would be an interesting way to see, just to give more context and what was life really like over there back in that day. And yeah, so it'll be nice to hear different accounts. And I looked through the sources and all that, and there's the primary sources are insane. Like there's pages and pages. So I can't wait to give this one a try. And then to end this haul off, I also found the Eureka Stockade by Ruffalo Carboni. Yep. This is I think it is one of the only major first-hand accounts we have of the rebellion, and that's really all I know about it. When did this come out? This was published 1855, and this personal account of Ruffalo, as he is known, was first published 1 year after the uprising. It provides a unique and fascinating insight to the events that led to the uprising and the trial that followed. The vivid and lively narrative is the only eyewitness account available today of one of Australia's most important historical events. So take my money because I want to learn more about this. So I also got that one too. But yeah, that was just a quick book haul. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. And yeah, if you have a book about the Eureka Stockade that you think I like, please let me know because, again, I'm very desperate to find more books on it. But yeah, let me know what you thought about these books in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.